Well, Happy New Year, everybody. I am glad to be talking to you again. I've taken several weeks off, as you all have noticed, I'm sure. But I appreciate you hopping on here with me again. And I have really taken that time to think and to plan. And after my experience of Thanksgiving being so difficult without my brother, I knew Christmas was going to kind of suck. So I was really careful to take that time off, which I did. It wasn't near as bad as I anticipated. And we got through that really well, much better than Thanksgiving for whatever reason. But I got some time to really contemplate where I want to go, what I want to do with this channel, with some of the business things I have going on, with life in general. So I wanted to hop on and get a little catch up right now and talk about where we're going to be going forward. And one of the things I love to do at the beginning of the year, just kind of as a mental cleanse, is to clean my house from top to bottom. Ceiling fans, vents, everything. There is something about it that feels like a clean slate. I don't know why that is. It just is. And I mean just really deep clean the house. And you start, it just feels fresh, it feels new. Even if there's things you're going to declutter or whatever, it just feels great. All the holidays put away. So I always start with that. It feels like a clean slate. And I did that this year. I have a clean slate, clean house, yay team, right? So I start with that. And maybe you do too, I don't know. But for whatever reason, it really helps me mentally be very clear and focus on things I want to focus on without that distraction. So that's the first thing I do. And this year, during the holidays, I really took some time to refill my creative well. I am coming up on 4 years of doing this channel. I can't hardly even wrap my head around that. I actually set up the channel at the end of 2019, but then it took me a while to figure out how to do everything. So I didn't post my first video until February of 2020. Well, here shortly, it's going to be 4 years. There's some things that I want to do with this channel that I think are going to be deeper and more enjoyable, but I also want to hear from you. What would you like to see me show on this channel? One of the things I'm considering is adding some of my recipes and stuff into this channel. My other cooking channel, which is Cooking for One, I haven't really messed with in quite some time because when I moved into this house, the kitchen is very challenging to film in. And so over Christmas, one of the things I did was, because I do Christmas tamales every year, I tried to film me making tamales. That is not something you put on Cooking for One. You don't ever make tamales just for one person. But I thought I might put videos like that on this channel too, because they're really not suitable for the other channel. But let me know what you think about adding some recipes and some cooking into this. Now, when you see that video, you're going to see I had numerous challenges filming, from shadows to getting the lighting right. It is just very, very challenging. So there is a guy who watches these videos named Kevin. He is a professional in lighting and sound. And so, Kevin, if you have any suggestions, please drop them in the comments because this was just really challenging. I can't run my oven when I'm filming. If my refrigerator flips on, this kitchen is so small, everything echoes. So if the refrigerator flips on, if the heat comes on, I have to stop filming. So it is very, very difficult. But still, I want to include that as part, because that's part of what I do. I love to cook. I love to make things, and there's something about that creativeness that I really enjoy. So if you all want to see more of that, let me know. If there's something else that you would love to see too, or see me address, or see me talk more about, let me know in the comments, because I am planning for this year and I want to really talk more about specific things. And one of those things that I want to talk more about are specific businesses that I'm doing online or personally, because one of the things that I have heard time after time in responses is, okay, if you're getting ready to retire or you're trying to migrate out of your full-time job into a semi-retired idea, what are some things you might consider doing business-wise that you could transition into your retirement? Well, I'm actually doing that for some people, including me, my sister. We're both doing some of those things. We're of that age. You know, I mean, 60 is less than 2 years away now for me. And so we are all looking at those things. And so I'm thinking about taking y'all along on those journeys and seeing if y'all are interested in those sorts of business ideas and various things I'm trying with other people. So if you are, let me know. One of the other things that I also did was start putting some books on audio. I have a novella. It's a fiction novella, a Christmas novella that I put on audio this December. It was a little bit delayed because my voice actor ended up getting really sick. And so we had to delay it a little bit, but I would still rather use human voice actors than any kind of AI. So I just waited. That's fine. And so it just went up live the first week in January. And that book went live. The Grief book that I've talked about on here numerous times by Linda Domus, it also went live. So one of the things I'm doing with those two books is if you are interested in those books, I'll put a link below. But for my Patreons, I've got people on Patreon, and you can support this channel on Patreon. For the first 25 people that message me on Patreon, I will give you a free code for one of those books, so you can read it for free if you don't already have an Audible membership. And if you want an Audible membership, there's also a link below for that too. But that is another thing I'm doing. I'm putting more of my books on audio. I'm going to be putting out probably about 7 books this year. Some fiction, some nonfiction. It's going to be a big year. I'm working on a lot of things writing-wise. So a very, very creative year that I have coming up, and I'm really excited about it. It takes a while, and I think this is like PTSD from the pandemic years. It takes a while to get excited again about doing things because that time period kind of has a long shadow for a lot of people, and it's really kept people from being too excited about things because they're so worried about going back to being bad. And it could at any time, of course, but people are really getting back more into a normal life, a normal way of being, and looking forward to things again. And I'm one of those people. I'm looking forward to things. And the death of my brother was part of that too. Him dying, and that really kind of messed with for a year or two, my creativity and my ability to look forward on things and be happy about things. And so hopefully this next year will be a great year for me. I hope it is. And I'm really trying to put all those things in place, as you probably are too. But I would love to hear from you and love to hear what you think about where this channel needs to go going forward after year 4. And what I could possibly add that's going to be of value to you. Because I don't want to just sit here and talk about me, even though that is kind of what I do. But I also want to talk about things and address things that are of interest to you. And some things I've put up that were seemingly somewhat random, I've been surprised at the interest level. The wood stove video, the one video I do on some sort of home improvement, has gotten a lot of interest. And people have appreciated that. So, you just never know. So don't be afraid to suggest whatever is on your mind. But anyway, I wanted to hop on here and reconnect with everybody. And I enjoy you commenting and talking about things in the comments. It's always interesting. And so I hope you'll continue to follow here and support me over on Patreon as well. Hopefully we'll all have a great 2024. And I would encourage you also just to start with that clean slate. Clean your house from top to bottom if you do nothing else this week. And just really feel that clean slate and clean energy going into this next year. Thanks for being with me, and I'll see you next time.